'Tis the season for the NAMM show, so today we are going to show you one of the Martin limited edition custom shop guitars that we got from the last NAMM. So stick around. Hey, you're watching Alamo Music TV. My name is Chris McKee.
And I'm Cooper Greenberg.
We're with Alamo Music in San Antonio, Texas. You can find us online at alamomusic.com. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, turn on notifications, like our videos if you want to support the channel. Visit our spring store, link below for custom swag, and check out our podcast, the Fretboard Confessional, where we will soon be recapping this year's NAMM show. But this is actually from the previous NAMM show, from the Martin booth. It's one of the customs that we bid on.
Incorrect.
No, incorrect. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Incorrect. This is actually
This is one of the ones we picked.
So this is even more special because
Yes.
nobody else has it.
It's
except
our
for
selection.
us. Yeah, and it looks like something that could be up there.
It looks like one of the many guitars that they would have hanging on the
We
wall.
saw some very nice stuff similar to this year. And, you know, next year around this time, we'll be showing off those. So
Yeah, probably. It'll take that long, yes.
But yeah, so there's kind of the two different ways of getting customs. There's the ones behind the desk that you can bid on, which we've shown you plenty of those. And then there's the wood pick, and this was a wood pick guitar.
And that's pretty fun, where they basically take a selection. Yeah, you ever thought about the logistics of that, where they got to cart all of these very fragile pieces of wood from the factory over to NAMM, and then I really appreciated their patience because they kind of get inundated with dealers and the demands and what we're looking
Just
for.
looking over, yeah.
So yeah, you're going through, and what are you interested in? I'm looking at this type of wood, and they've got sets, and you go through and you pick what you want. So.
Yeah, so we showed you a couple weeks ago, months ago, whenever, our very cool quadruple 12 fret,
Yeah.
the Quad-Ot that was Adirondack and Guatemalan Rosewood. This was another set of Guatemalan that I picked last year. That's obviously very different. This is not a quadruple. This is not a 12 fret.
It's
this
not
is
a
not
Quad-O?
Adirondack. No, this is a Dreadnought. This was the set that I picked because it's pretty, and we like Guatemalan.
You didn't like hold it up and like tap.
I did the
The
smell
sniff test.
test and you know what it sounds like, all that stuff. I just love that because I like it being straight and pretty, but then on the outer edge it does get a little interesting. It just seemed like a solid set and it gave me the right vibe, so this is the one I picked. But what's really cool is...
You just described yourself, by the way.
What?
It's a very straight bow on the outer edge. It gets really interesting.
Yeah, kind of funky, yeah. This is not Adirondack. This is a really, really pretty set of Italian Alpine Spruce.
Yep. Cut under a full moon
Under
by
a
some
full moon.
Italian people.
Yeah, they're out there with a handsaw, really going to town on this stuff.
Yelling Italian at one another.
Yeah, but I mean, you can see that, right? How nice and pretty that top
It's
is.
very nice, yes.
And I love, so you saw on
It's
that
just
last
creamy.
one, this is unstained Guatemalan. This is obviously untoned Alpine because the two sets of wood are so pretty. Really nice creaminess, but also, you know, we're talking medullary stuff over here.
Medullary rays,
Yeah, there's
some silking.
very, very pretty guitar. Very pretty woods to kind of start the foundation of this thing. There's wood all over it, and there's also pearl all over it, which we don't do a ton of.
Sort of all over, on the top anyway.
I mean, way more than we usually do.
Yes.
All right. This is not 45 style besides the mosaic style 45 back strip, but it is 41 style. So you got the top perimeter pearl on the rosette and on the fingerboard and the headstock inlay as well. But under the hood, it's not Addy top, but it's Addy bracing,
There you go.
scalloped Addy bracing that is rearward shifted.
Which is interesting because usually everyone's like forward shifting, it opens
Yeah.
it up more. This is a huge sounding guitar.
Yeah, it's awesome. There's, I think, one other rear shifted guitar in the standard lineup, which would be the Rich Robinson,
Yeah.
right? And when we're talking rear shifted, it's like, you know, there's your standard forward shifted, rear shifted,
Yeah.
pushed back a little bit towards the lower bout, but it's like just a punch you in the face guitar in a really cool way. You know?
Yeah, it's got a lot of richness, a lot of articulation still there, a lot of boom. It's a really great sounding guitar that's, I think, complemented by the Adirondack bracing because that Addy bracing is springy,
Yeah.
you know, so.
I just dig it. I like the sound that came out of it because it's not as stiff of a top as Adirondack, but you do, like, I think, what was it, Bob Taylor said?
Yeah, if you
get
use
that
Addy
Adirondack.
bracing, you get like 90% of the benefit of having an Addy top.
Yeah.
And going with something like Italian Spruce, it's a softer spruce than Sitka. And so you might think that you don't get the headroom, but this has so much volume out of it, and I think it's because of the combination with the bracing.
Yeah, I like the combo. Of course, it's a premium guitar. So what else are you gonna do than liquid metal bridge pins?
There you go with the red dots.
You got to do it. So those are on there. It's whatever.
And that just changes everything.
Man, the vibration transfer on this bad boy, you're in a whole different league.
Plus, we shaved off 1/16,000th of a gram. So
yeah, I mean, it's so light because of this.
Floating away.
So, as you can maybe see, this is maple bound all over the place, including on the neck and the fretboard. This is the Style 45 Snowflake Long. So, I mean, you're getting the full benefit of...
Got to have all the snowflakes.
You got to have all the snowflakes. I mean, there were a lot of snowflakes at NAMM this year. A bunch of Gen Zers and all that stuff. But and then up on the headstock, of course, you got my favorite.
Do you just miss Gen Z? Are you like this far off the cusp?
I'm right there, dude. If I was born the next day,
you
I
would
would
be a
have been
snowflake.
Gen Z. Yeah,
Gotcha.
But I'm a cringe millennial. I think. I don't know. We shall see. The Lost Generation, Guatemalan on the headstock overlay with my favorite, but this one's different because it's the golden era CFM block and not the standard CFM block.
So if you're not familiar, so you've got the standard CFM block
Yeah.
inlay, and then the golden era is basically a thinner, finer
version.
looking version. That's really cool.
I just love it so much. And then the gold open gears. This is a premium guitar, and also kind of like the last one that we showed you that was a wood pick, somewhat of an experiment, because in that one we don't see a ton of 12 fret quadruple O's.
No.
We don't see a lot of 40 series style rear shifted Italian Alpine Spruce, but it's taking a formula of stuff that we think should sound pretty good and be pretty unique while not losing the classic Martin vibe and sound. I mean, this is not...
It retains and refines.
Yeah. So I think it came out great. It is one of the more premium fancy pants things that we've done, because we always stick to pretty straightforward, which I love, but there's always room to do something a little out of the box that takes it to another level. So let's take a listen. Here you go.
So there you have it. Wonderful sounding guitar. I think the changes to it add a few different dimensions. We said, kind of retain and refine. It's got those signature Martin Dreadnought, fancy Dreadnought sounds.
Yeah.
But that Italian Spruce kind of sweetens the tone of the treble a little bit. And it's I'll say this. It reminds me of some very expensive guitars from some other brands that are maybe built near us.
Yeah, there we go. That's all we'll say. But When we were messing around with it before, Chris made some old school rhinestone cowboy comments, and I think this is like, it's such a classic look. It could be played in any genre, but I think for anybody that's looking for like a 41, 42, 45, that wants something that's definitely unique and has some upgrades in terms of what we did with the bracing and the binding and the top and the back and sides. It's like each little piece is just kind of kicked up a bit. And also, never something that we would do like a run of 10 of or anything. You know, this is kind
one
of a
of
standalone one of one thing.
This is it. This is the only one. If you watch this 6 months from now and it's gone, you'd have to build another one, and it's not going to be the same.
Yeah.
But let me qualify something here. Rhinestone Cowboy Comments came from a particular place of love, because I was watching Cooper demo this thing, and I was, here's the proof of the pudding. We can say all we want about specs and blah, 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 blah. You were feeling this guitar.
I was absolutely feeling it.
And you're just like getting into it, and also it's like, yeah, man.
And I love the entire Rhinestone Cowboy aesthetic. I thought that was a compliment.
It was a compliment. That's where it came from. Watching you play this guitar, I was like, whoa, okay. Yeah. All right. We need to get the jacket with the, the frill. And
yeah, for sure. We're always going to have the standard stuff. We'll have everything from X series to D45s, and then we'll have our special runs, and then it's a treat when we get something that's definitely a one of one, not going to have it again. This kind of stands alone, and it's a good one.
Guitars like this to me are, if you've ever dreamed of having a 41, a 42, a 45, to me, this is actually more special.
Yeah.
Those are fantastic guitars. There's very few of them made. We were actually having this discussion last week. Given how long it takes for a 45 to be made with all of the pearl inlaid, how many do you think Martin could possibly make in a year? But despite whatever that number is, there's one of these.
Yeah.
And it's really up there.
Yeah.
It's special woods. It's not anything typical that they'd have. So if you've been wanting something that's really special and set apart in that style, this is it, man.
Yeah, that's the one. And we did pick some stuff for this year. If you were saying, hey, I've always wanted something of this caliber that looks like this, we didn't do anything like this year. So we try to mix it up.
We did other very cool stuff.
We did some very cool stuff, but again, it'll be about a year, and this one took less than a year, but
yeah, because it was April?
Probably about 8 months or so at this point.
When was the last NAMM show?
It was April.
It was April, yeah.
But yeah, so we had a really good time at NAMM this year, especially with our friends at Martin and Taylor, and we met with all of our guys and gals, and Martin does some really cool stuff. We're going to be showing you all the new NAMM stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be talking about the customs that we did and some of the stuff that we picked off the wall. But for now, this got here after 8-ish months, and it did not disappoint.
It's super affordable too, Cooper, right?
No, but that's why there's only one. And it goes to a very discerning player, because yes, you could hang this up on a wall and it would always be amazing, but with the tone that I feel like we got out of this guitar, it's definitely like a should be gigged kind of guitar.
Yeah.
Like, have your showpiece for on the stage, but then dig into it and it will give you everything back with a very, it's easy to play and just sounds awesome.
You can find information about it on our website, alamomusic.com, but shall we tell them about how much it costs?
This is about a $10,000 guitar, but that's what a D45 costs, and this is. And
I think it's more special.
Premium.
And I will say this to your gigging comment: I play out with a guitar that I have that had a price on it of $11,000. So
I play with an American Standard Stratocaster that I think Chris sold for maybe $1,200.
Yeah, back then those prices aren't
the same. Yeah.
Well, I will say I don't take that guitar out very often. When I do, I am a little, but it's like my philosophy is I had that made to play it.
Yeah.
I think this is made to be played. If you decide not to do that, I totally understand. But if you decide to do that, I'm not going to be the one calling you crazy. That's all I'm going to say. Cooper
play
might
the guitar. Yeah, play the guitar, look at the guitar, cherish the guitar. This shouldn't be the swaying, but it does come with a really nice Martin case. I mean, it should at this price point, but it's got a beautiful case. It's one of a kind.
Get a gig bag.
Yeah, it comes with a free Martin gig bag for when you take it to the coffee shop gigs. Yeah, we can make that happen.
Yeah, no, absolutely fantastic guitar. So check out the specs on our website. It is
alamomusic.com.
all of our photos are on there. All the specifications are on there. You can also chat with someone if you have questions about this guitar or really any other guitars. We are here to serve you and help you find the guitar of your dreams. And if you're new to the channel, what should they do?
You're going to want to subscribe to the channel because we
got some cool stuff.
We got some very cool stuff, both entry-level, mid-range, and high-end, custom, standard model things from a myriad of brands, some that we currently, as of now, have not carried before, and we're extremely excited about what we acquired at the show.
There's some stuff in the works.
It's going to be things that we will be filming for a while. And when we were out of town, a bunch of cool other stuff came in, so we got lined up some of the coolest guitars that we've shot in a really long time. And we're kicking it off with this one, but so much stuff from NAMM that you probably saw on our Instagram. Yeah, we're just very excited. So subscribe because we're going to run down every single thing that we liked and we got from the show, and you're going to want to be part of it, all right?
Yeah, so make sure you do that and keep coming back, and we will keep showing you amazing guitars and regular guitars and talk about everything going on with guitars because that's what we do. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.